With our errands done, let's go pay Kurt a visit, the guy that makes custom Pokeballs out of apricorns. Speaking of apricorns, I'm just going to pick up this one real quick. Now I will admit, out of all the balls he makes, I consider the heavy ball to be most useful, since it is pretty useful for catching legendaries. After all, a lot of legendaries do weigh a lot, so I consider the heavy ball to be the best custom Pokeball. But for the others, not so much. Although, I still prefer the Dusk Ball since it's a lot more useful than all the other Pokeballs. Well, except for the Master Ball, for obvious reasons. Anyway, he's telling me about Team Rocket and what they're all about, and now he wants to single-handedly put a stop to their actions. Well, I don't know how that's gonna work since I don't know if he has any Pokemon on him. If not, then he'll probably use his fist or something. But I'm sure that's not gonna work either, so looks like I'm gonna do the job for him. Well, you gotta give it up for Kurt, taking on Team Rocket by himself, knowing he's at a disadvantage. Okay, since he made his way to the Slowpoke Well, that guard that was there before is now gone, so now we can enter the place itself. And I gotta admit, the Slowpoke Well has never looked better. It looks a lot better than it did in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, and even in Pokemon Brown as well. Although back in Brown, I couldn't really do much here except for get a King's Rock, and that's it. Anyway, Kurt is here, and he's telling me that he's scared off that grunt from before, but there's still a few more rockets in the well, including the one Kurt scared off. And now he's telling me that he fell down the well and hurt his back, so now I have to take care of Team Rocket in his place. Well, that's fine. I mean, there's not much he could do anyway. But hey, at least he scared off that grunt from before, so that way I can get in here. Anyway, there's something new about Team Rocket in Heart Gold and Soul Silver that you should know, and it's about the executives. Previously, they were just unnamed executives. Although technically that's not entirely true since they had their Japanese names. But anyway, the Rocket executives now have English names. Especially the one that I'm going to fight in a little bit. Rocket Executive Proton, formerly called Lance. Yes, his name had to be changed since there's already a character with that name. And it's also worth pointing out that there was no Rocket Executive to fight here in the original games, which I always thought was kind of boring. And that kind of makes me wonder, was that one grunt I fought back in Crystal in charge of the whole operation? I mean, if so, then you would think that he was a higher rank than all the other grunts or something. I don't know. Or maybe it's just something else entirely. Well, anyway, the point is, there was no Rocket Executive to fight here in Crystal, which made me not like this segment very much. Well, up until now, that is. Okay, moving on to something else. Back on Route 33, I didn't mention this before, but I'll say it right now. You can find stock off there, although back in Rank 8 Platinum, I don't know if I said this before, but if I didn't, I'll say it right now. Stock off can also come with slow starts. Although, I don't know if that'll please too many people, since odds are, the battles you do don't take up to 5 turns, so that means stock off won't be at full potential. I mean, I think I did use slow start stock off at some point, well, I think it was back in Pokemon Volt White 2, actually. Mean look, well, I do want it, but Crobat's not going to be the one to get. I'll give it to Misdreavus instead, so that way I can use it on Raikou, Entei, and Latios later on. So yeah, I used Soul Star Slack Off back in Pokemon Volt White 2, although I'm not really sure how that went since it's been a while since I last played that game. Team Rocket will do anything for money. Oh yeah, you got that right. But I'll tell you one thing. When Slack Off eventually became Slacking, the battles I did, I don't think they took up to 5 turns, so yeah, Slacking couldn't be as full potential. Well, when you think back, it kind of makes sense that way since, well, Slacking is a very hard hitter, so yeah, it's gotta have an Achilles heel somewhere. And as for the moves I gave it, I want to say I gave it moves like Ice Punch and Slack Off. But, yeah, truth be told, I really don't remember. Well, if you still want to use Slow Start Slack Off for some reason, then by all means, go for it. But odds are, the battles you do probably won't take up to 5 turns, since, well, it all depends on how much Pokemon the opposing person has. Okay, on to something else. There's another Terry battle event going on in Scarlet and Violet, and this time it features 2 returning Pokemon, Walking Wake and Iron Leaves. So the event started on December 19th, and it'll end on January 4th of next year. If you caught one of the 2 Pokemon already, then you can't catch them again. Although if you want to, you can defeat them and get some pretty cool prizes. Me personally, when I went after Walking Wake, I guess you could say I was kind of unprepared since, well, I'll be honest, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. Although I'll tell you one thing, my little kid really help me out against that Walking Wake. I mean, I use Quiver Dance twice, that way maybe Pedal Dance or Giga Drain will do a bit more damage. Well, I was mostly concerned with my health since, yeah, Walking Wake does have the power to do a lot of damage to my Lilligant. Oh, King's Rock? Okay, I'll be sure to equip that onto Crobat real quick. It's better than the Soothe Bell. So yeah, occasionally, if my Crobat connects with an attack, I can actually flush the opponent. But other than that, you can actually use the King's Rock literally to evolve Slowpoke into Slowking, or maybe Poliwhirl into Politoed. So yeah, back to Walking Wake. So I use Quiver Dance twice, so that way Giga Drain will do a bit more damage, and well, I did want to do a lot more damage to Walking Wake, so that's why I switched over to Pedal Dance. But by the time Walking Wake did that thing where it gets rid of your stat modifications as well as your ability, well, I had to use Quiver Dance against that way I could do a lot more damage to it. I don't quite remember if I used Quiver Dance 3 times. If so, then, well, I guess that's what did. Oh yeah, my Lilligant was at level 100, by the way. I don't quite remember what level Walking Wake and Iron Leaves come at. I want to say 75, but I don't quite recall if it is 75. As for Iron Leaves, well, I don't have Violet, so I can't really tell you how to deal with that thing. But for Walking Wake, well, yeah, I guess Lilligant is the way to go, since, well, it can prevent itself from getting confused thanks to own tempo. But just be sure you don't overdo it with the Quiver Dance boost, otherwise it could it could lose its Quiver Dance boost thanks to Walking Wake doing that thing. Oh, this Slowpoke has a mail, huh? Okay, let's see what it says. Be good and look after the house with Grandpa and Slowpoke. Okay, I assume the Slowpoke belongs to that girl who's in Kurt's house. Okay, here's Rocket Executive Proton, formerly a Rocket Crunch. Okay, I'm going to switch Bayleaf to the lead because I believe he leads with a Voltorb, and that thing has Aftermath for ability, and yeah, I really don't want Crobat to get hurt by Aftermath. Well, even though it is only 1/4 damage, I'm often labeled as the scariest and coolest guy in Team Rocket. Well, that one female Rocket Grunt was saying something about that. Well, I guess she had to do what Proton's telling her to do, otherwise, yeah, Proton's going to get really mad. So yeah, Proton has 4 Pokemon here as opposed to, I think, either 2 or 3 Pokemon back in the original Heart Gold Soul Silver. Okay, obviously Voltorb is pretty fast, so it's no surprise that it's going first. Okay, how much is Spark going to do? 3 damage? Oh, Paralysis 2. Well, it doesn't matter because once the battle's over, the Paralysis will go away on its own. And I get fully paralyzed. Great. Well, okay, Spark's not really doing a whole lot of damage, so... Oh, ouch, critical hits. Okay, how much can I do with 1 Razor Leaf? Oh, man, I almost killed it in 1 hit. Oh, what is it? Recall Voltorb? That's strange. Cacnea? Well, okay, I guess I'll switch over to Crobat. Oh, well, I didn't get to attack anyway because I got fully paralyzed. Okay, you know what? Screw this. When Voltorb comes back out, I'm just going to take the damage like a man. The Aftermath damage, that is. Okay, 1 Wing Attack and Cacnea will go down since, yeah, Cacnea has never been about defense. Okay, is it going to send out Voltorb again? Alright, there it is. Okay, since I don't want to deal with the paralysis again, I'm just going to take the inevitable Aftermath damage like a man. Alright, how much is Aftermath going to do? Okay, I don't think that was a whole lot of damage. Okay, what is his next Pokemon? Coughing? Well, Coughing has pretty good physical defense, I assume, or maybe special defense. Yeah, I don't quite remember since it's been a while since I last used this thing. Okay, is 1 Wing Attack going to take this thing down in 1 hit? Alright, good. Alright, and what is his last Pokemon? Zubat? Well, okay, I have a fully evolved Crobat, so yeah, this Zubat does not stand a chance. Well, I will admit, I guess Proton kind of put up a bit of a fight than he did back in the original Heart Gold Soul Silver since he paralyzed my Bayleaf. Well, it doesn't matter because the paralysis will go away once the battle's over. But yeah, so it's pretty annoying to deal with paralysis. Oh yeah, this right here, yeah, this is definitely a boss fight. Compared to Gold, Silver, and Crystal, yeah, that was barely anything. But here, yeah, definitely, this is definitely a boss fight. Okay, now this is actually the last time we're going to be seeing Team Rocket for quite a while. Believe it or not, there's actually an event that's exclusive to this game only. We're going to be seeing Team Rocket again after the 5th gym, I believe. But if this was the original Heart Gold and Soul Silver, we won't be seeing them until we get to Mahogany Town. Okay, Team Rocket is gone, and now Kurt's back is apparently feeling better, so now he could walk again. Yeah, back in Crystal, I was kind of questioning how that works. Well, whatever, it is what it is. Team Rocket was disbanded by a boy called Red 3 years ago. Actually, I think it was a little bit different. I think it was Giovanni that said that he was going to disband Team Rocket after he lost to Red at the Viridian City Gym. Yeah, I think I said that back at the last video, or back in the last video, rather. Okay, now Kurt's going to give me a custom Pokeball, which is the Fastball. What it does is, I believe it increases the catch rate on a Pokemon with a base speed of 100 or more. Although back in Crystal, I think it works a little bit differently. I think it only works for certain Pokemon. That's great and everything, but no, I'm not ready to do this quite yet. I'll come back here a lot later on in the game once I have a whole lot of black apricorns. Yeah, sure, I'll gladly accept Kurt's number, even though I don't think it's going to really serve much of a purpose. My grandpa could tell you more about apricorns. I'll go away. Okay, I was about to say, I don't think it's going to do that because I don't think it says anything about how apricorns are made out of Pokeballs. Yeah, I'm just going to put Crobat back in the lead because now Team Rocket is gone. I can now take on the gym since that grunt that was there before blocking the gym is now gone as well. But first, I'm just going to heal up real quick, even though I don't have to, since, well, I'm not really sure if I'm going to be taking a lot of damage from any of the Bug-type trainers that are in there. Okay, Crobat's going to have such a field day in the Azalea Town gym, so yeah, I expect this gym to be very easy. Okay, I think I read that last video, sorry about that. Alright, what does this fella have to say? Oh yeah, it's a huge nest alright, because let me tell you, the gym puzzle, it's a bit different from what it was before. Back in Gold, Silver, Crystal, I think it was just one huge maze, which was pretty easy back then. Bug-type Pokemon don't like fire, they don't like flying moves, and they don't like rock-type attacks either. Okay, so what you want to do now is get on one of the spin rack-looking platforms that turn whenever it can, and it's either going to lead to a certain pathway or to a trainer in my case. Then afterwards, you're going to be playing around with some switches, as you can see there, which are used to alter certain pathways. That way you can reach the trainer and eventually Bugsy. Yep, a lot better than how it was in Gold, Silver, and Crystal, that's for sure. Now let me tell you something about Bugsy in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. He was a lot tougher there than in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. And that's because of his Scyther. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, his Scyther had a different moveset, and a damn good one too. Let's see, I believe his Scyther's moveset consisted of U-Turn, Leer, Focus Energy, and Quick Attack. Yeah, he starts off with Scyther, and yeah, let me tell you, that thing gave me a whole lot of trouble when I first played Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Let's see, Scyther has 110 power, or rather, attack stat of 110, its speed 105. So yeah, it could really soften you up a little bit by using moves like Leer, then Focus Energy, and then U-Turn will do a lot of damage and possibly kill you. If not that, then I guess Quick Attack, since its ability is Technician. So whenever it uses Quick Attack, it'll just retreat back into Bugsy's roster, and he'll replace it with either Kakuna or Metapod, so that way they can take up the hits. Yeah, I'm not really sure how I got out of that battle alive, since, yeah, that Scyther back in Heart Gold and Soul Silver was nothing but trouble. Although back then, I think I used the Flat Feast, that way I could possibly paralyze Scyther with either Static or Thunder Wave. Well, I was kind of hoping for Static to kick in, because, well, I'm not really sure if I got rid of Thunder Wave back then. Yeah, it's been a while since I last used Flaffy. Looking at the amount of time I have, I think that guy has 4 Pokemon on him, so yeah, I don't think I can fight him right now, so I'm going to save him for next time. So join me next time as we continue the Azalea Town Gym Puzzle.